Welcome to Center Hice Productions. It is September 16th, 2023. Please hit the likes and subscribe below and pass on the word. We'd muchly appreciate it. Let's try to get 150 likes. And subscriptions would be nice as well. All right, we're going to start with yesterday's prospects game against the Buffalo Sabres. And really, first period was a so-so period. I was not impressed with this game overall. Really, the only players that seemed to show up to play off that first line, unfortunately, Roy, he got a goal. No doubt about it on the third goal. However, that was total luck when you looked at that. Unfortunately, he didn't have a good game. Um, really, Heineman for forwards, Beck and Messer was kind of average. Kidney was average, was maybe a little bit better. Farrell, you can definitely tell. It showed even in that game that his size, it's not going to cut it. From what we're seeing so far, Semino was another one of the better players. Uh, Again, I would say it was Semino, Heineman, and Beck that were the better forwards yesterday in yesterday's game. Now, like I said, there was a couple of hits by Jones and Jackeye. However, there was nothing massive. I expected a hell of a lot more out of even those two, from what I could see. And Davidson showed average play yesterday. Mysek was average, but overall, not enough effort out of the forwards. They were just way outplayed. When you looked at the defensemen, Trudeau was outstanding. That was your first start of the game. Trudeau was just outstanding as far as the defenseman by far. Ryan Becker, I'll give him wasn't what I expected. A little bit kind of, yeah, but I'll give him credit. At least he wasn't horrible. Uh, he uh, he showed up, and his inexperience definitely was there. He got better as the game went on. However, Ortiz and Logan Mailloux were the second pairing, and Mailloux, I expected 100% more out of. To me, he was the worst defenseman on the ice. This guy is not ready for the NHL. He needs a year in Laval. No doubt in my mind, what I've seen out of Logan Mailloux was not promising whatsoever. Demon and Tournier. Tournier had a half decent game. He was other than Trudeau, he was kind of one of the other better defensemen. And like I said, Ryan Becker was kind of average. Dobes was really good in this game, believe it or not. The score does not show how well this goaltender played. I feel so bad for him because he was left out to hang and dry. They left him out to hang and dry, and believe me, the way Buffalo came at us with Savoie and Benson, and I believe it was Lindstrom. Those three players, or Lindgren, those three players really caused Montreal havoc, and I did not like our defensive game whatsoever. I really thought defensively, Trudeau was the only responsible player. Ryan Becker, like I said, came on as the game went a bit. He got a little more consistent. Uh, and Tournier was more offensive. That was the credit I would have given Tournier. And it's a shame that he's just too small. However, the game was an absolute embarrassment. And when I look at this overall game, it's just as I thought. There's only two guys that show any chance. I felt bad for Heineman and Beck because really it was like they needed more around them, assistance wise, to get anything going because Heineman had many looks. Beck was working hard as well. Waugh, definitely not ready from what this game showed anyway. Still, there's a lot to be desired in his game. However, John Farrell, to me, is quite obvious. This guy is not NHL material. And Semino, what a phenomenal player. It's a shame he's not a bigger guy because that's going to be the problem. I figure because of his size, that's what's going to hold him back from the NHL. And he was probably Trudeau and Semino were the best two. and then it was Heineman and Beck. And I would have to say Heineman and Beck had pretty good games. I think they just needed somebody better on that line with them. That there was just no cohesiveness. A lot of these lines um, suffered cohesiveness. They just weren't complementing each other whatsoever. And like I said, for Florian Jacki, through a hit or two wasn't enough. If he's at this pace, he's definitely not ready for the NHL. I hope he's got a long ways to go. Jones, for a man that big, yeah, he threw a hit or two, but overall, for the size of this guy won't, and he's too slow. He will not make the NHL because his foot speed, he's too slow, and that big body, he doesn't know how to use the terrain. So with that being said, that was game one, and it was an utter. If this is a view of the future, well, I would say we still got a lot of work to do. It's it's kind of a bummer that we didn't see Struble and Pinard or Elonen, those type of players, because wow, it just seemed like the only real true defenseman that was up to snuff was Trudeau. And for the forwards groups, there's a lot more that's got to be done. Um, like I said, there's only two that I can see out of that whole lineup, and Kidney played half decent. I'll give him that. Masseur played all right as well. They just didn't connect on anything, and I think Sean Farrell actually hurt that line, to be honest. And Mysek had moments, but Simoneau was phenomenal. And just again, I feel it's sad that he's just the size he is because he's got a lot of heart, a lot more heart than a lot of these guys. And like I say, we as Habs fans should knock dopes because I'm going to tell you the way that game, the way Savoie and Benson came out at Montreal, I'm surprised that it wasn't something like 10-3. It was a disgrace of a game, and I tell you, that coaching staff, I hope there's more to this because they leave something to be desired as well. This is a Montreal's youngsters have got to get more physical, and we've got to start sizing up in our draft picks. There's no doubt about it. There's just too many small players. Talent is there, but they're too small. Anyway, thank you for joining me. I'm presently watching the second game, and there is drastic changes in the lineup, which kind of shocked me. But a much better showing in that first period. It was just after the first period. I tried to get this tape out sooner. However, the weather down here, we were dealing with a tropical storm. So this was as soon as I could get it out. Thank you for joining me. We will catch you in the next episode, which will probably not be long after this one. Thanks a lot. Please, we're Puck Drop First here at Center Hice. And get your friends, your family, hit the likes and subscribes. And until the next episode, God bless.